Well, thank you so much for being with us. This is our COVID Q&A. So this is my only second one. I think you've done a couple of these so far on the Fest Circuit.
I did too.
Two.
So this is my third one. Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us in St. Louis virtually at the St. Louis International Film Festival. And I'm
Yes.
so happy to have your film as part of this new Filmmakers Forum program. And I've gotten to host it over the last, I think, 10 years. And it's always so exciting to see first and second time filmmakers' films. And I am so happy that we got to see your film. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. This is my first feature, so it's very exciting, and I'm happy to be here.
Excellent. Well, can we start at the beginning? So you wrote and directed, and did you produce as well?
Yes, my first film. So I wrote and directed it, and I have a partner who helped me produce it as well. So yes.
Great. Where does the story come from for you? Where did it start for you?
So this was back in 2014. There was an incident that happened in New York where an innocent Black man was killed in a dark stairwell in the middle of pink housing. And there was an Asian American cop that was doing the vertical patrolling, and he pulled out his gun, and the bullet ricocheted, and he unfortunately killed the innocent Black man who was coming down the staircase. And so when the story happened, he was the first man who was indicted in 12 years in New York State. And it was really interesting. I live in New York City, and I am currently home in the Bay Area. And at the time, I went home for a weekend, and there was this heated debate on the dinner table. And then I thought it was really interesting. It was a bunch of family and friends, and they were discussing about this case, about whether the cop was scapegoated. This happened right after Eric Garner and Mike Brown's case, and half of the table was talking about how, where Asian Americans stands in this spectrum of racism, and whether this man was scapegoated. Everybody was very passionate about this topic, but on the other side, there's an innocent man laying dead. His life was cut too short. So yeah, so I thought it was an interesting. It inspired an idea, and I thought it was something to talk about Asian Americans in this whole conversation of Black and white and the modern day racism in our country. So yeah.
Yep, it's powerful, very powerful. And dealing with the gun issue, the police issue, race issue, all of those things, and having that have happened so long ago and us be still talking about it all of these years later.
Yeah. Terrible. It is terrible that I'm so glad everybody is talking about this topic now. But it's when the whole George Floyd, Breonna Taylor incidents happen, it's just enough is enough. Yeah, it's
awesome that you are using the medium of film to be able to talk about it in a different way. So that's awesome. How did your script process work? How long did you work on the script?
The script took a while, actually. I think there was a lot of grace in this story. I want to stress that this is not based on the Ika Gurley, Peter Leon story. Okay. It is inspired by that incident, but we have nothing to do with that incident. I think I've been getting a lot of messages about that lately, just for the last couple of weeks, and I'm not reenacting that story. I don't want to re-traumatize the family or anybody who was involved. And I wrote a complete fictional story to talk about racism, to talk about systemic racism with police violence, police brutality, and Asian Americans, where we stand in on the whole spectrum. So yeah.
Did you always hope to direct it? Was that always the plan in the script stage?
Yes. I always wanted to direct it. This is my first feature, and nobody's sending me scripts. so and this is definitely a topic I really wanted to explore, And yes, I wrote it with myself directing it as in mind. So yeah,
Wonderful. And then you shot in New York.
we did.
So
We did.
how did that all how did you put your team together to get the film made?
It was a casting was a process because I think we start casting in 2017,
Okay.
and that took many months. That took almost a year because it was tough to find a Asian. I wanted to make sure it's authentic. I wanted this to be a Chinese American family, and to find that Asian American cop took us a while, and then to find that family. And I was very lucky that Kenny Liu walked into my audition, and I had a very good I had a very seasoned and good casting director, Pat McCorkle. She really guided me through the whole process, and she was very patient with me.
I thought the whole family dynamic was so interesting and so thoughtfully written and thoughtfully acted.
Thank you.
Were they any of that based on any of your real family, or are they all characters? You have to ask.
There's definitely some, I'm sure there's parallels in, family dynamic and relationships. I came from an Asian American family, so yes, there's definitely that in, in the story, I guess.
Awesome. But definitely the mother, the strong mother character and all of that really paid off. And I love the juxtaposition of the mothers at the end. That was surprising to me, that how you did that. Was that always in the script?
Yes, actually, that's sort of a point we want to get to, right? It's about the people who got left behind, and it's such a complicated issue. I didn't want to oversimplify the problem. It's a systemic problem, and I don't have the answers. I only can tell a story from an emotional point of view, and yeah, without giving the ending away, there was definitely a message I want to say. I want to give the point of view of different perspectives, but at the same time, to be able to say what I want to say with that ending, I think was important to me.
Awesome. Very
Yeah.
good. It was really well done. So how long was the shoot? How long did you guys shoot?
We shot. We shot in 2000, fall of 2017.
Okay.
And yeah, it was the shoot was not that long. We had a lot of locations, but everything was done on location. We want to keep it authentic to New York, and it was a tough shoot. It was yeah, we had a very tiny budget, so we had to fit all that location and the entire world into the days that we had, and it was tough. But I had a really wonderful crew, and they really stuck with me, and so yeah, I'm very grateful for that.
Awesome.
Honestly.
Have you gotten to see the film with an audience? I know because of COVID, it's kind of changed everything. So
Yeah, so short answer is no, but we had a few test screenings at the end of post production. I mean, test screenings really is just, my editors and my family and friends and my producer's family and friends. We gather a bunch of people. There were some, friends too. Just we want a sort of a quote unquote diverse audience, as much as people who doesn't know us, who hasn't read the script as possible, to sort of test it out. And because we all came from our unique set of experience, we don't have a lot of other perspectives, and that we want to gather for this film. So we were fortunate enough to have a few test screenings, and it was honestly very satisfying watching it with the audience. And in the end, every single screening at the end, people really got into heated debates about not even about the film, about the issue itself. And I was honestly really happy that this is exactly what I intended to do. I wanted to open up a conversation. I wanted people to see it and talk about such difficult issues. I think race and racism, it's always been really difficult for us to talk about. I think the first step to solving a problem is to acknowledge a problem and have people come and talk about it and go home, read about it, educate themselves. And I think that's the purpose, one of the purposes for the film. So yeah.
Awesome. Wonderful. I know it's early yet. Are you having some conversations with any distributors yet? Any outlets that we might be able to see it in the future?
Yes, we've been talking to a few sales agents, and we don't have a distributor yet, and we're working on that at the moment. So
Is
yeah,
there
there's.
a is there a web page or somewhere they could follow the film, the audience?
Oh, we have an Instagram.
Oh,
I think it's a shot through the wall film.
okay.
Um, and yeah, please follow that. We um, neither me and my partner are very good at this social media thing. We're trying to learn, and it's been a process. I myself is on Instagram as well. I think my handle is the Aimee Long, TheAimeeLong. Follow me, and I'll try to update as well.
That's wonderful. Yeah. And I think you're going to participate. We're going to have a conversation, a panel, live streamed panel on November, I have to look at the date, 21st, November 21st, with all 5 of the directors. And then we'll talk a little bit more about kind of the nuts and bolts of filmmaking there. So we invite the audience to come join us and talk a little bit more. Is there anything else? What are you working on next? Is there a next film?
I'm working on 2 scripts, and I'm excited to. I've been writing during this whole COVID time. We're all stuck at home, so might as well use this time to write, and yeah. So I've been doing that.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to seeing more from you. So thank you again for sharing your film with us. We're honored to have you a part of the film festival. Thank you so much.
Having me, I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, we'll see you again on the 21st.
Okay,
Thank you
great,
so
great.
much.
I look forward to it.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, stop.